Hi, everyone. Now I get to turn the tables a little on a brilliant interviewer. I was interviewed, I guess, some 4.5 years ago by Ella, posing some incredible questions in a very enigmatic way. Now leading in one of the greatest companies in the world, inclusion and diversity, the sharing of their story of leadership and challenge. Over to Ella.
Thanks, Harriet. So it's a pleasure to be part of this. And like Harriet said, I work at IBM as the global LGBT plus leader within diversity and inclusion. My pronouns are they, them. I identify as non-binary, but I'm really thrilled to be offering kind of my perspective on International Women's Day.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we're going to start around challenges, a challenge or challenges that have really posed you to do some things differently, better, advice to others out there.
So I'd say one of my biggest challenges that I kind of continue to face in my career is around boundaries and making sure that I set those boundaries and uphold them. I'm so passionate about my role with supporting the LGBT plus community. And because of that, because I care so much, it can be difficult to step away. Because the work that I do directly impacts people's lives, that's where the struggle comes in to actually have that downtime. I think also when it comes to my role, a big part of my role is education. And the fact that I'm educating people about many different LGBT plus identities, some of which I identify with as well. Some days it can be a bit exhausting on the education front, because it often is me re-explaining to people certain things about myself as well. So both of those around kind of the boundary setting, I think, is my biggest challenge.
And I can, having worked with you closely, your passion, your depth of care is just palpable at times. And that is so, so important. But I can imagine how on occasions it is draining. And how then do you deal with that? How do you cope with that challenge and put yourself in a stronger position through self-care as well?
I think the way that I deal with the kind of challenges and the boundary setting is to try and be strict with myself. I definitely make sure that I have time blocked on my diary for lunch every day. I have a gap in the afternoon I block every day. I block my evenings and I block my Friday afternoons. And if something very urgent comes up, I will assess it and see whether I can, have a little bit of leeway. But I think having those blocks in place really helps. But also I'd say delegating. I think I'm so keen to be involved in everything and take everything on myself. But I think I definitely need to work better at recognizing, okay, I can't do everything. I need to rely on my team and my colleagues and the amazing volunteers that I work with to take a bit of that weight and to share that responsibility a bit as well.
Yeah, phenomenal. Now the bit that we all seem to be struggling to talk about, and that's your greatest achievements. You are still so very young, and yet you have so many achievements. Share them and inspire those listening, Ella, if you wouldn't mind.
So I'd say in June, so June is Pride Month globally, and this previous June was my first Pride Month in my role, where I needed to, orchestrate all of our activities for the LGBT plus community. At the end of May, obviously everything happened with George Floyd's death, and the Black Lives Matter movement came straight to the forefront. I logged on Monday, the 1st of June, and was planning on launching Pride Month, and just thought, no, this is not okay. We cannot go ahead as planned. And we essentially completely pivoted and shifted our focus in Pride Month. So instead of focusing on us as the LGBT plus community together, it was really focused on allyship to our Black colleagues, our Black friends, and to the entire Black community. And that was such a powerful moment where I really felt I had such a position and such a great opportunity to be able to give that space and give that time to the Black community.
so sensitive. Many corporations and individuals didn't really hear or see the significance, but the fact that you did does not surprise me. Fantastic inputs. I'm so lucky to have met you and worked with you, and these, I think, words will resonate with so many people, and I thank you again, Ella, for sharing these thoughts with us.
My pleasure, thank you.